Day 4 in Ulsan for the PWA World Cup, and we finally finished elimination number 1. Well, we finished elimination number 1, but it wasn't all plain sailing. It was a very stop-start affair. We needed to push hard because the forecast wasn't good. So we had a lot of times where we had to put the postponement flag up right on the gun. We had little holes in the course area. We had a few crosswords from a few of the sailors. There's a few raised voices. A lot at stake. This is the first competition of 2016, so that's how it played out. But like I said, we got to the final and losers final. Let's start off with the women. In the women, they had a couple of goes at doing it, but the one that counted, it was Lena Erdl that came out on top. But she wasn't leading around the first mark. She was having a tight battle with Delphine Cussin, come in, fighting. It was Delphine who came out away. We had Sarah Keita come through. She overtook for the lead. Kubat was in there as well. Lena Erdl dropped to 4th at one point, but just managed to jibe on the inside on about the 2nd or 3rd jibe mark, and then just managed to get that upwind run. And once she was ahead, there was no stopping her. So she took the first victory of 2016. Sarah Keita in 2nd. Delphine Cussin had to settle for 3rd place. A rundown on the rest of the girls. 4th was Kubat, Onishi 5th, Anayama, Esther Deguche, and Unulu in 8th place. Andres, and bringing up the rear was Valerie Guibardot. A special mention in the losers final, it was Sanaga from Japan, who actually was unlucky not to make the final, and she won the losers final by quite some way. In the men, there was a real sticking point. Heat number 14, that 2nd semi-final. Really tricky to get that one finally finished. We won it 3 times today, but there was a couple of guys always in the mix. One of them, Albo, the other one, Ross Williams, and there was a real worry that actually when they managed to finish it, would those guys be in the mix? Luckily, they was. Musulmani, he had a little bit of a scare. In one of them, he pulled back on the line because they thought it was going to be a general recall. There wasn't a general recall, and he was left high and dry. He was shouting at the boat, but in the end, he was lucky because that race got cancelled as well. So the 4 guys to make it through that heat. Malta Russia came through good. Albo did make it. Williams did make it. And of course, Cyril Musulmani made it in the end. So that made an 8-man final. And this went pretty smoothly, and it went very smoothly for one guy. He's got new sponsors this year, Starboard and Point 7. Yes, you guessed it, Matteo Iachino. He was in contention last year for the world title, and he looks like he means business this year. He won it by quite some way, got away from the pack. 2nd place was Musulmani, Cyril Musulmani. Again, he's looked very good in this competition, looked really comfortable in the conditions, and he's got a nice one in 2nd. Ross Williams, been super consistent on his big gear here in Korea. Last year he finished 4th, and he's rounding out with a nice 3rd place today. Rounding out the other positions, Pierre Mortefond still in the mix in 4th. Julian Quintel, new sponsors for him in 5th. We got Malta Russia, good result for him in the finals in the first elimination. He's in 6th. Antoine Albo, probably disappointing for him in 7th, but he was actually a little bit lucky to make the final. He had a real tussle in the semi-final with Amado Vrieswijk, our 2nd in the world freestyler. So Amado, good mention to him, but it was Albo in 7th and Gonzalo Costa-Hovel in 8th. Losers final, bit of a mention for Pascal Tosselli. He won that one quite some way, looked really comfortable. He was moaning yesterday that the win wasn't quite right, but he did look good today. Other results to stand out in the losers final, Allen, Tati Fans in 3rd, then Kestel, Board, Martini, Dagan, and then, like I said, 16th place for Vrieswijk. There you go, that pretty much wraps it up for day number 4 here. The wind has dropped off. We've called it for the day. We have got through a couple of the early heats in elimination number 2, but the forecast for the next couple of days doesn't look good. So I think there's a big smile from the Point 7 team because their 2 riders, Lena Erdl and Matteo Iachino, are sitting nicely at the top of the leaderboard.